It's your boy Triple G93 here, giving you a Halo Wars 2 game where we are going against two Johnsons, and I am playing as Atriox, and it's going to be an interesting game because Johnson usually likes Mech. It's a little bit hard to deal with Covenant if you don't do it correctly, especially if they get to Colossus Scout. So we're going to go ahead and see how that's going to play out. And right away, something I've been doing in this map very often is actually going for these power nodes right away in order to give my teammates a little bit more power, make that extra grunt. It's a shame that those sentinels actually went after us right away. And it's also very interesting how I'm going with triple supply instead of a power generator. So we're going to see how this build order actually just plays out as a whole, honestly. We are continuously producing grunts, and maybe that's why we've chosen the triple supply. Because the more grunts you have, the merrier, right? You can win just by overwhelming your opponent at the very beginning of the game. I don't think we're going to get that far, but we will continue to go after these power nodes in order to spread the love and give our teammates the power that they so rightfully deserve. And while we're going to go ahead and fight these sentinels, we're going to continue sending reinforcements with our grunts to go ahead and try and take the extra supply that's also in the middle as well. So one thing to keep in mind here is that we practically have two Covenant and one UNSC in our team, as Marine goes ahead and shows up to try and get the supply, which we will easily be able to take out. But double Covenant can be a little bit problematic when you're going against a Johnson. As I said, double Colossus Scout is really hard, but getting air units is a great way to counter it. And of course, we do have a lovely teammate that loves to do just that. And as the second gen is coming in, you can tell that we're kind of slow on the power right now in regards to additional power generation, but the continuous grunt production is actually looking pretty good, where we have a decent amount of grunts with us right now. And now that we're continuing this production of grunt, it's still going to allow us to defend the power nodes if they choose to go after it. And because we have countermeasure, this is also going to help us with putting mines and making it a little bit harder to go ahead and capture the nodes. And we're looking to see to get a second base. We're going to capture the left node with our grunt, and there it goes. And now the second base is going to go ahead and be established, and we still need to upgrade our gens if we have the opportunity. There's our first gen being upgraded. Now we could have upgraded both of them, but grabbing the second base is going to be a lot more advantageous for us since we are floating a lot of supply right now. And we do have 3 out of the 5 power nodes right now, so we are really trying to get ourselves more power hungry as a whole, which is nice to see. Grunt production is still going to continue. We need the second base up because we're flowing a lot of supply, and it would be nice to go ahead and spend this supply if possible. But speaking with a lot of grunts, we may have ourselves a grunt war going on because Orange 2 has a lot of grunts themselves going on in their side of the map. So this is something that we're going to have to keep in mind of and get ready for that engagement if it comes to it. Second base is about to be established, and with that second base, we will get to go ahead and start with our leader. That would be the next step. We have both gens upgraded. We're going to get actually a third gen first before we go ahead and get our leader out. But now that we have 2 bases, we can continuously produce grunts on each side. We can get the shrapnel mines as well, and that's going to be pretty nice because now we can go ahead and start going after the bunkers that yellow is going to be using. Speaking of which, red is going to go after that power node on the left hand side, and that countermeasure is going to show up just perfectly because it's going to take them a long time. By the time they go ahead and capture that or attempt to capture that, I'll probably have the opportunity to go all around the whole map. That's how good countermeasure can be in this situation. We don't have a raid camp. That means jump pack brutes, we won't get to have the advantage of using them. But with the war console coming out now and the second, third gen being upgraded, we're going to be in Tech 1 longer than what we would like, but we do have enough units to go ahead and fight back for when that happens. And now we're going to start focusing on this bunker. The explosions is like a firework. Vortex lightning is going to come down, and we're going to need to do splits. It was pretty impressive how I knew it was going to be vortex lightning, and it turns out orange is the Decimus on their team, and we are going to at least be able to push this back while we now start working towards Tech 2. We did lose a good amount of infantry there, or at least a lot of them are hurt, and so they need to go ahead and get healed. The sooner the better. Now we're going to start retreating because there is a Johnson here, but we're going to actually see if we can get ourselves a nice sandwich situation. We have a Vortex Lightning of our own that's going to be coming in. We do have the Surround. We have a bunch of Y moves being used by the Shrapnel Mines. And now we can go ahead and take out the Johnson because he's by himself over here. And we have just taken out the leader with a nice bait and switch. But now Orange has shown up with their grunts. And now that's my cue to go ahead and run away for now. Atriox will start getting the upgrades. Definitely could have been doing a better job with the production, but now Airpad is going to come up in order for us to go ahead and get the heals for our grunts. And Sniper's Fire teammate's going to look good to help clear out some of these grunts. And that Cleansing Beam, no idea who it was, but I'm going to presume it was the Decimus from the enemy team. And we're going to at least be able to take out the remainder of those grunts. Now, we're here working with the Foundry and a raid camp, so it looks like we're doing a 1-1-1 build as those suicide grunts just pop up and destroy all my grunts. That is very unfortunate, so we're going to have to fall back just a little bit there. I think going the double raid camp here would have been the better move. We do have plenty of grunts to provide some anti-air if we needed it, besides the fact that we just lost them all. May they rest in peace. But we can at least start getting ready for the next phase, and this is why I mentioned double raid camp, because of the fact that they already have mantises with shields, so we're going to have to fall back. We will make some reavers for anti-air, but I still think grunts would have been the better move as a whole. And the engineers will start healing our army, but with one raid camp, that's not going to be enough to produce enough hunters to try and counteract this red army of mantis that are starting to appear right above me. And Atriox hero will help at least, but still, once again, double raid camp definitely is a must. So let's look at the situation here. Red has a couple mantises. You can tell that they're going pure tech, pure mech. We don't know what yellow's doing yet. We did know that they had a hero of some sort, and red is looking to try and push mid at the moment. We still have no idea what orange is going to do, but orange is a Decimus, so we can presume that they will go air, which is why the Foundry also came up with some reavers. But now we're making some locusts, and as I said, I don't really agree with that decision. Raid camp definitely needed to be done, and now they have a leader with a bunch of mantises as well. We popped the Y move to do damage reduction. We want to stop at least the node from being captured, and we have a couple Banshees here to help us out. A Mac comes in, but we also have a Cleansing Beam of our own, and we just got Cleansing Beam also for us to use. Mechanical Overcharge is used to help keep them alive, and now we're going to get our own Mac, which will be nice to help get rid of more of the mantises. But they used the Mac as well, and that was a nice dodge that you saw there. And we can push just a little bit more, but I think we're going to be on the clock with how much more we can push, and so our Decimus is going to start falling back. We do have ourselves fortification upgrade that will be coming in, and for some reason we're still making locusts. This is not really a good move. Definitely double hunters is the way to go. I know we need building damage, but getting double hunters and then working towards tech 3 with blisterbacks would have been the better play here than trying to make some locusts against Mech, because they can shred that very easily. So I would have continued with Grunt Production with some engineers, and here comes yellow. This is the first time we have seen yellow with a bunch of mantises as well. The locust is going to at least start tickling the marine, but I'm going to use my own Cleansing Beam, and the mantis is just sitting there, and we're doing a lot of damage. Vortex Lightning is coming in, and they finally popped the Mechanical Overcharge. Now I'm going to start falling back a little bit to try and hold this high ground, but still, this is kind of a problem over here. They have a lot of mech on this side. We finally got a shield gen up, and we're making reavers, and yeah, the reavers will help go after the Nightingale, but green is over there fighting by themselves right now, and I'm not even there kind of assisting. We do have a hero, but the hero is getting targeted down pretty hard, and he gets taken out himself. And even though we have some hunters to go ahead and start working on this, and this random locust that's trying to go after the building structures, this is just not a good engagement for us. Definitely, it was worth trying to go with the double raid camp, and you can see the punishment that they're giving us right now. And red is making some Wolverines now to start dealing with the Banshees. We were able to stop the capture from happening because we got rid of their leader, but honestly, this is kind of a problem. Anti-vehicle turrets are coming in, which is nice to see, and these two locusts surprisingly are doing at least consistent tickle damage to the mantises, and they're having a great laugh right now. But honestly, I'm not having a good laugh right now because my army is completely wiped out, and we have to start rebuilding them again. from the beginning. So we have to start retreating one of the locusts if possible, but it does look like it's going to get taken care of relatively fast, and this is what I was talking about. But sensor tower will come up, which is going to help provide additional vision on the top. Anti-vehicle turrets are coming in as well, and we did lose our locust that was by the power node, which is very unfortunate. But dark blue is keeping orange at bay, which is nice. It does look like orange isn't going mass air. And now we're going to start getting our hunters in a better situation. We do have our raid camp ready to go, and we have Atriox here as well. And with the anti-vehicle turrets, I think we're going to be able to at least hold this off relatively well. Atriox Barox does get popped to go ahead and stop them from dealing as much damage as possible, even if it is just temporarily. And now we have the engineer as well with the damage reduction to see if we can go ahead and heal that one hero hunter that is still alive. Salute him, because that hunter has seen so much. And now this engineer is just going to have to stay in the back for now, and we're going to wait for our opportunity to go ahead and strike. Great Mech is coming in, but we can't really capitalize off of it. And there we go. We finally self-destruct the foundry to go with the raid camp. And as I said, something that needed to be done very early on. We're floating a bunch of supply, and we could have used it for additional power as well. But if you look at the situation, it's still not that bad. We have fortification level 2. They're continuously trying to pressure the base. We do have some hunters that are just chilling at the main base because we never set the rally. But we're still going to be able to hold, and the double Mech is going to come in and get rid of a lot of the Banshees that green had. But we're still going to be fine. We have fortification level 2. We have hunters set up. We're going to have a great cleansing beam that's going to come down. Mechanical overcharge is being popped, but still we have ourselves a teleport just in case if we need to use it. And now assault beams coming out, and just like what I mentioned here, blisterbacks with hunters would have been the way to go, especially with getting a bunch of grunts as well and getting them upgraded. But now that we got our first blisterback, we're going to at least be able to start pushing this back a little bit and finally start getting the vehicle upgrades that we need. And this is still kind of a stalemate as a whole, but they're definitely giving a lot of pressure. They got rid of our shield gen. I could go ahead and shield juggle, but let's be honest, I am a good guy. I'm not someone that likes to sweat every day, because shield juggling is kind of abusive in my opinion. And look at this cleansing beam. Just the mantises are just sitting there, and they're going to take all this damage because they were too busy microing or macroing, and they lost about 4 or 5 mantises because of that. Blisterbacks, they're all popping out. They're getting ready to go. They want that siege to be set up so they can shoot from afar and try and capitalize. And dark blue has now shifted over to our lane, and because of that, hopefully he'll be able to defend his side in case orange decides to push. But we're going to have that blisterback set up on the high ground, and it does look like red has some units in the high ground as well. At least that's what it seems like with that mantis being set up over there. But we're going to work on our own high ground and start working on getting rid of these anti-air turrets, because these are the biggest problems for our teammate right now with the anti-air. But we don't have much anti-air ourselves, and we still haven't produced much grunts. And here comes the vehicles that are going to be coming in. And as long as we get rid of as much as we can over here, I think this will be a pretty decent fight. We have a blisterback up in the ground and up in the sky trying to support us to the best of their ability. Atriox Barox does get popped, but the Y move also gets moved as well for Johnson for the damage reduction. But we may have lost both of our blisterbacks, but honestly, it's not that bad. We're going to teleport nicely back into our shield gen to be tucked in to safety while we continue to just push back red. Definitely a lot of army was used on their side, and I lost some army myself too, but nothing too gruesome, while green is also streamlining their reinforcements on the right hand side of the map with their mass air push that's happening on that lane. Would love to see it. I've not seen yellow for a bit either for some strange reason, and so this is going to be our opportunity to try and set up a footage onto the high ground if possible. And green's doing a great job with whatever push that's happening over there. Look at that, they have anti-air turrets and anti-infantry turrets. Going to need more blisterbacks, definitely need reinforcements and logistics. So we're missing a lot of key upgrades right now, but we are getting some sort of a push right now, which is something you want to see. But can we do anything to really finish this off? We have a Shroud popping, but the sensor tower is going to provide vision, so it's not like we'll be able to be actually cloaked in this situation. But with what we've got, we're doing pretty good. And there goes yellow. Yellow's looking to assist green on this side of the map, and because of that, we're going to have the opportunity to at least take out red's base, and we need to set up shop on this side if possible if red chooses to push. But red's not looking to do that. Red's looking to just stay around the base, but the base is going to be taken care of nevertheless. And finally, we're looking to get advanced logistics as continuous reinforcements is coming in, and we see an opportunity here that we can go ahead and capitalize and get rid of red's army. Dark blue is coming in for the flank, which is looking very good. And we're looking to just push on this left side, right? Because we got rid of red's base, we don't know if they have an expansion on that left-hand side. And if they do, that's going to be a little bit unfortunate. But we are getting rid of a lot of red's army. And this is where the lane is relatively weak on this side of the map. It does look like red has this base set up pretty well, though. A bunch of good econ. He has an armory set up as well. But with what we have, we can at least see if we can put the nail on the coffin on this side. Fortification is not really set up for red, so it does look like we will be able to take out the base, which is nice. And now yellow's looking for a counter attack on the left hand side against our Decimus, so we're going to be trading 2 bases for 1. It's going to still be in our favor, and there goes the eradication with the mat combo. They're all stunned still, and it looks like they all get taken out except for one Colossus. That Colossus has seen so much, and they saw all their brethren go ahead and get eliminated there. So while the Banshees go ahead and handle that, we got one more big engagement, which will be against, well, it was going to go ahead and be against Orange, but Orange ends up getting, or just leaving the game. So all that's left here is yellow. And while this game is coming to a close, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, feel free to hit that thumbs up button, and I will catch you all in the next commentary. What's up with showing the stats? So yellow's going to self-destruct their base. We're going to go ahead and finish this off on the right hand side. There's a hero bunker with the Marine, and this Marine is going to be the Marine that will unfortunately have to take the abuse of all the armies attacking it at once, but maybe we'll have it transferred over to the next bunker if possible. It doesn't look like they're going to go ahead and do that, and so that Marine was taken care of, and this is going to put the game to a close. So let's go ahead and take out the stats, or look at the stats for this game. 48 for 58. Shout out to Ginger Brian, man, most units built. It wasn't that efficient, but it made the most units. That's what you like to see. And the other team, yo, that Johnson for yellow used a lot of leader abilities. That's 20. That's a lot. But with that being said, hope you enjoyed it. Enjoy the rest of your day, hour, evening, afternoon, whatever it is. Keep being awesome. And until the next commentary video.